Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be unboxing the Yo Joe story arc, the battle box with the Commander and Duke and Scarlett, all those really iconic heroes in the Joe universe. So super exciting, and I do want to give a shout out to Renegade because they did provide me with these figures to be able to do videos for you. And I'll be doing some painting videos too of everything as well. So if you want to see more of them, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss them. And also, I do have an affiliate link, so if you're going to be buying any of the sets from Renegade, you can use the affiliate link to support the channel. I really appreciate that. Some people have been using it as well, and it doesn't go unnoticed. It helps support the channel and helps me get more escape to do more videos. And I like to do giveaways too, so there's giveaways that I do here and there. Thank you so much. Let's dive into the unboxing. This artwork is so cool and dynamic looking. I like it very much. We got Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow battling off here. Mindbender ripping open the rift of all Roadblock. Looks like he's trying to shoot Cobra Commander as he jumps in. You got Scarlett, Destro battling it off, and Duke jumping in here too. For awesome art for this battle box. And we get new terrain. Very exciting. Let's check out the back. On the back, yeah, it kind of showcases the figures here and terrain, everything you get. With the battle boxes is nice because you get order markers, you get rune markers, you get some glyphs. You get the dice that you need, so you can play the game just with this. Really cool. Let's check out this little blurb here. It's kind of interesting. Gives a little bit of lore for us. Some people like the lore, some people don't. But I think lore makes things more interesting. Yo Joe, that's the story arc. On Earth, G.I. Joe is the code name of a highly trained covert special missions force. Their enemy, Cobra, a terrorist organization bent on ruining the world. Thanks to the bizarre inventions of the crazed Dr. Mindbender, both forces have been transported far from Earth to another world known only as Valhalla. While they search for a way back home, both factions must get accustomed to this new place where magic and mystery are afoot. All that is different here are the stakes. Now, not only Earth hangs in the balance for on Valhalla, when troops battle, they battle for all time. Super cool. Let's get opening in this. And one of the things that I, admittedly was not very excited about this release because, the only other IP that's kind of been introduced in the Heroscape was Marvel, and I wasn't around when it was introduced. I just started playing a couple years ago. So basically, what I found out about Marvel is it's just banned, always banned. Nobody plays it, and I think the reason why is they are really strong, and I don't believe they were probably designed with the intention to integrate into all the other Heroscape. They're more designed to be their own standalone game, and so I think that was more the idea, and because of that, their power level is crazy. So like if you put them into regular Heroscape, it just didn't make sense. Their point totals and their abilities is just pretty crazy. But I think they're made just to battle. Now, Heroscape, the designers did a fantastic job in making all of these figures feel like Heroscape. I did a battle, an early battle video, so you can go check that out on the channel. And I played just these figures. I got these figures early, and I fought. Did a battle video, and it was super fun. One of the funnest games I've probably ever played, and it was super close. Really cool. A lot of fun things going on with all the different heroes and their abilities. It feels really good. And what's cool is they do integrate into regular Heroscape armies too, with some of their classes and different things that they actually can be used with other Heroscape armies. So I think they're a fantastic add. And if you're getting into Heroscape, or you already are into Heroscape, this is a fantastic standalone box for those getting into it. And if you already are connoisseur of Heroscape and playing and everything, I think it's a great thing to add to it. Right, let's get it over. Enough of my rant. Oh, these are cool. Let's check this out. So as you play more Heroscape, I think you start to like terrain more. At first, I was never excited about terrain. Everybody's like, "Oh wow, we're getting new terrain sets," and I'm like, "Eh." But I think as I've been playing longer, now I'm getting excited about terrain. So this line of blocker super great. Really good because it's like full line of sight. You can get behind this and actually be hit at some other walls and trees and bushes. Like, oh, I can still see your leg. So, like, you can hide behind me. Really good. So that's cool. And then you're getting, this kind of throwback. There's concrete and asphalt like in the Marvel sets. It's just, human stuff. So these are the new trees. Really cool. This is toxic land and toxic water. And so toxic land gives you -1 to your defense rolls, and toxic water gives you -2 to your defense roll. It acts as water in all the sense for abilities, but like swamp where you can still walk through it. So you don't have to stop when you walk through the toxic. Pretty cool though. Really cool dynamic. I think we should build a map with it all too. So I think we'll do that. And so let's take a look at our figures first though. Let me pull out. So let's see what else we got in here. We have all the cards. So we'll take a look. We have a rule book. Yes, we have the rule book. Goes through and explains everything. If you're wondering what toxic water is, surprisingly, it's not in the rule book. But this is just the rule book for everything, so that's why I don't think it has toxic water. Just how to play the game. The toxic water rules are in the scenario. So right here you have toxic land, toxic water. So I had to look that up when we were playing because I was like, can you walk on it because it's water? And that clarified that. It's cool. Scenarios, a lot of fun. 24 hex asphalt, really cool. Some dark blue order markers, some dice, and a new D20. I like this color. Blue, looks pretty cool. So. Yeah, check out this new D20. Very cool. I like it. See if it works or not. Let's do it. 18? I was like 18. Very good. That's cool. All right, let's take a look at our figure. Go through our figures, their abilities, kind of what they do, and then let's build a map with these tiles to see kind of what it looks like. One of the other things that's really cool about these, where there'll ever be, what do you call it? Interesting about these toxic water tiles is they glow in the dark. Kind of a cool thing. Don't know if we're ever going to be playing Heroscape in the dark, but kind of cool. I know the mushrooms are supposed to glow in the dark, so if you add mushrooms and toxic water, we're going to get all these things that glow in the dark. Maybe it'll get bright enough so we can play in the dark. Anyways, alright, let's take a look at the figure. Let's start with Snake Eyes. Whenever he attacks an enemy that is not adjacent to any other enemy figure. So, pretty cool. So you isolate somebody, he gets assassinated, very thematic. Evasion 2, he's a ninja, right? So he gets to add 2 to his defense value when he's attacked from a non-adjacent figure, so anybody shooting at him, he'll have 5 10. So that's pretty great. And then Phantom Walk, pretty much all ninjas always have Phantom Walk, so he can walk through all figures, and he doesn't take any damage. He just kind of walks. So for that assassination ability, right? Pretty cool. Looks like this figure. That looks pretty dope. I like it. Cool looking guy. All black, pretty simple. Should be easy to paint. I'll be painting all of these too. I might have some for painting too. Really cool. If you knew or didn't know, new bases. These are not the same plastic as these, so these are hard plastic, so they stay flat. They're not getting warped and stuff like that. So really nice. That's cool. That's Snake Eyes. Now, so yeah, the meta implications for Snake Eye for 70 points could be a good tech figure to throw in there. There are some builds that allow ninjas to be moved around as well as bonded with, so there are some abilities where you can get some bonding or free movement, like the Tanuki can do it, Jinx and Kamakura will do that in another box. They can bond with ninjas, so you can bond with them, and so there's some different synergies and things, so kind of cool. That's Snake Eyes. Let's take a look at our next one here, and that will be Duke. I thought he was. So we'll see. I didn't know anything about G.I. Joe, so I thought he was like Joe, but there is no person named Joe. No, he's kind of the head of it. His name's Duke, not Joe. So I did actually go and I watched a whole bunch of the miniseries, TV morning cartoon, and I watched the movie from the 80s, and I've listened to a whole bunch of backstory about a bunch of the figures. Because of that, it made me way more excited about this, on just like their abilities and how they play with Heroscape, but just them as a whole and their lore behind them is so much more fun and exciting to open them and play with them, because you're like, oh, I know, where he was born and where he came from and why he's fighting, So I actually got quite a good appreciation for Cobra too. It seems like, from the comic version anyways, his life kind of sucked, and that's why he's a bad guy. So at least there's a reason, not just because. So anyways, let's check out Joe. So we got Duke. He's a human and a soldier. So there's some synergies with soldiers, like the Marcus, Romans, and there's a few other soldier type of things. So there could be some interesting things there. And his stat block, 5 life, 5 move, 6 range, 4 attack, 3 defense, 140. A little bit more expensive than some, but 4 attacks, pretty good, plus range for 6. That hits pretty hard. And then his 3 defense, it kind of seems like a standard thing we've been getting with most of our new heroes and figures, is 3 defense and then 5 life. So nothing crazy, but the range does make a difference to be able to shoot somebody with attack 4 on height 5. Now his abilities, this is where he excels a little bit more. Yo Joe. So the first time each round, so once per round, and the first time you reveal an order marker on him, instead of taking a turn with Duke, you can take a turn with up to 2 G.I. Joes or soldier heroes you control. And Duke can be one of those selected. So basically, you take a turn with him, or you take a turn with Snake Eyes, or Scarlett, or Roadblock, or Jane. There's just a whole bunch of different guys you can use and bond with. And it also just says soldier heroes too. So there's a bunch of other soldiers in Heroscape that you could also use. That actually is pretty cool. So once per turn, you're going to get to use that ability. And then lead by example. Well, Duke has a revealed order marker on his army card, so you kind of want to always use them at least once. Other G.I. Joe and soldier figures you control within 2 clear sight spaces of Duke add 1 to their attack value. Oh, that's great. Like Taylor, what's cool too is just the attack value, so even range figures. So there's some comments. You can check out that unboxing too, and we talked about them. The green shirts. So he can boost the green shirts so they have a higher attack value, and that's really strong, having an aura like that. But you do have to take a turn with them, so it seems ideally in any army you should have some other either soldiers or G.I. Joes that you could take some turns with, so that you maximize this. So at least adding 1 more hero or something like that, so you can have that fun. Let's take a look at him. He looks pretty cool. Everybody looks at their eyes. Everybody's complaining about where their eyes are set, So I paint, so eyes are really hard to get right. These aren't terrible, They're you can critique anything, honestly, but when you put them on the table, I don't think you almost ever see their eyes unless you pick them up and look at them. So I think it's good. The rest of the paint job, I think, is really good. And what's cool is most of the little details, like the buckles, and the pouches, and the straps, all of them have been painted pretty well. And and this is even cool. He has two toners here, so I think they did a great job. I like it. Looking good. Right, next we got Scarlett. She is really cool. I like her a lot. I want to use her in every army because of some of her abilities. So we're human. There isn't any real boxing or anything with operatives that I'm aware of. There could be. If there are, if anything in this you're like, oh wow, you didn't mention that, put in the comments. I don't know everything, that's for sure. Oh, and then focus. Yeah, that one I don't think anything either. So it's 80 points for 5 life, 6 move, 5 range, attack, 3 defense. That stat block is pretty solid. Comparing it to Snake Eyes, 4, 6, no range, 4, 3. So he does have 1 more attack. She has 1 more life and range. So that feels pretty strong for 80 points. Now let's see, what are our abilities here? This is what makes a difference usually when you're talking about a figure. At the start of the round, after rolling initiative, you may look at all unrevealed order markers on 1 army card. Then you may move 1 order marker from a G.I. Joe or Soldier Army card you control to another G.I. Joe or Soldier Army card. Wow, now you know. Information in almost any game is extremely valuable. Now, what happens sometimes in Heroscape is if I have all commons and like a hero or two, but they bond with it, then I have all 3 order markers on it. So there's not too much information gleaning from there. But in an endgame state, and they have like 1 or 2 commons left, and maybe a hero, and they're worried you might kill their commons, so they have to kind of alternate. She becomes extremely valuable for that aspect to know where their order markers are. That can be really powerful, or in like uniques only, super powerful. So there's a lot of things that's cool. And then on top of that, being able to move the order marker around can insulate you for a bad placed order marker, because maybe it is coming towards the end and you have 1 or 2 Joes left. But you know, one of them's in a key spot, and if you win the initiative, you'll be able to do a lot. But if you lose the initiative, you might lose it and lose an order marker. So you just put that order marker on that figure, and then you roll for initiative. If you win it, great, leave it. If you lose it, then maybe you take off the order marker. Then you don't have to worry about losing that order marker. So that can be very powerful in an endgame state for sure. We got 2 more abilities. Knowing is half the battle. When Scarlett makes an attack, the target figure lowers its defense value by 1 for every revealed order marker on its army card. Ooh, that could be crazy. So that applies to commons. So if it's turn 3, they've laid 3 order markers down, and you attack with her, and you know, if they have 3 defense, they'll have 0 defense. So attack 3 is very strong. Like, that's almost an insta kill on anything that's dropped 3 defense. Or you're gonna wound something. You know, a normal hero that has 3 defense. If there's order markers on them and they rebuild, like, you're gonna be able to do a lot of damage. So that's one of the things that I really like about her. Really cool. And then her last ability, Lethal Bones. Once per turn after attacking, you may move Scarlett up to 2 spaces and make 1 normal attack against an adjacent figure. So she has double attack. Not from range, but double. So you can do a range shot, move in 6, shoot them, and then if you're close enough, you can move 2 more. You know, a lot of times I've had where it's like I move right next to them, hit them, and then move 2, which gives them height for another attack. And if they have revealed order markers, like, you can delete figures with her. So really powerful, but it is kind of situational, I think, depending on what the formats are. But I mean, that's pretty much every Heroscape, right? Let's take a look at her. Okay, here she is. Pretty cool looking. Yeah, that's cool. I like it. Yeah, this is kind of more of a cream. Like, yeah, there's one thing I didn't mention. Like, all the art on all of these is so cool. I really like this style of art. It just looks awesome. Yeah, I think it looks a little bit more gold to me. This from pretty much. Yeah, and there's little details. Like, see all those like glowing things in there. Like, you can add a little light and glowing color in there. I might do that when I paint her up. So let's see how it turns out. Looks pretty cool. Now, just don't look anybody's back. And you're fine. Not a big deal. Like, I don't really care. Alright, let's see. Last Joe we have in here is Roadblock. His art's awesome. Just the way he's blasting with his gun. Really cool looking. Anyway, Roadblock. Human soldier. That's cool. Human soldier, so he has some synergies there. And then 100 points. He has 6 life, 4 move, 5 range, attack, 4 defense, 4. That is really. Alright, let's take a look at him. Yeah. So, human soldier. So we got some synergy. And then let's see, 100 points. Okay. 6 life, 4 move, 5 range, attack, 4, defense, 4. And that stat block alone is pretty dang good for 100 points. And that stat block is better than Duke, and he's more. Obviously, the ability is what makes the difference, you know. But he is a little slow, though. But 4 defense makes it pretty strong, you know. Goes with the name Roadblock. Like I said, you know, a lot of these figures feel like they should, you know, like their lore and their story, and who they are, you know. He's a Roadblock, right? He's slow. He's got a lot of life and a lot of defense. Makes sense. Alright, let's see what his special is. Machine gun special. Range 5, attack 3. Roadblock may attack up to 3 times with machine gun special attack. Yeah, that same figure more than once each turn. That's really cool. That's like a mini Nilfheim. Because Nilfheim has an attack, I think, range 5, but it is attack 4, but exact same thing. But Nilfheim is, you know, normally 185 or something. Basically in Renegade points or in Delta, he's way more because he's just that good. So anyway, really cool. 100 points, mini Nilfheim, but also you can bond with Duke, and you can get some other soldier increases, like I think Marcus could increase his movement. So there's place for different things. So let's take a look at his art. Take a look at his figure right there. He looks pretty good. His eyes are pretty good, actually. Look at ones there. And they painted on his eyebrow. That's kind of hard to do. But he really don't like the way he turned out. Super cool looking. What do you think? Cool. Alright. Those are all of our shows. Let's go on to Cobra. We got Cobra Commander. I did a paint video of this. Check out our video. Cobra Commander, super cool. I'll do a paint videos of all of them. At some point, they'll all be up at the moment. I'm Cobra Commander, and I'm in the middle of painting Scarlett. Let's see. Cobra Commander. Human Warlord. The Warlord has bonding with Roman. The Cobras that are coming out as well. The comments are out. That's cool. Warlord has a bunch of different synergies. And then, let's see a stat block. 110. 6 life, 5 move, 5 range, 3 attack, 3 default. Not bad. Pretty good. 6 life is really nice. Having range is really good too. Decent tech. Now let's look at his abilities. Cutlass of Cobra. Cobra Commander adds 1 automatic skull when attacking adjacent. 1 automatic skull? That's pretty strong. You know, that's like technically an attack of 5 with an auto. Makes it like 5. So that's pretty strong. If he's on height, you do a lot of and he also can shoot, so you can shoot, and then when they get close you do that, and then he has his other ability, I'll get you next time. Would you've watched any of G.I. Joe, like Cobra's the bad guy, he is losing all the time, but he always gets away, he always comes back. So that's what's really funny about this ability, is like, I'll get you next time. After Cobra Commander receives 1 or more wounds from a normal attack and is not destroyed, you may move Cobra Commander up to 2 spaces. You may not end his movement adjacent to any enemy figure, but moving with I'll get you next time. Cobra Commander does not take movement. Cool. So he can basically make an escape. So if they get on you and they tie him down, as long as you can move far enough away from an enemy, you can escape. So that's kind of cool, especially if if they kind of try to surround you with 3 or 4 commons, then you move and they kind of attack you. Those attacks get wasted. So pretty powerful when that happens. Pretty cool. He's cool. I like it. I like Cobra. Let's see. Pretty good. It's very similar to my paint job. Might be a little more shiny, and I hit a few more of the details. And it looks like I did blue for all this. I did black. I don't know what looks better, but and his cape's blue. Yeah, I did a black shade of difference, but pretty cool looking. I think it's a great paint job. Like, I think all their paint jobs as of late have just been really good. And it makes me question if it's worth painting. To be honest, I'll keep doing it because I like doing it as a hobby. So let's look at Dr. Mindbender. So, human scientist. What's cool about scientists is if you watch the new releases, go check out a video, I have that too, of the reveals that are coming up. Scientists have synergies now. So there's some things that you could do as a scientist, and then anyways. So yeah, I don't know. It's true. That could have something at some point, but there's a lot of those, things. I don't even know what this is called, like food or whatever. Like, there's so many different ones that just don't have any synergy. Let's take a look at this tablet. 70 points, 5 life, 5 move, 5 range, attack 3, defense 4. That's pretty good. Pretty good stat block. You compare it to Snake Eyes. He's got 1 more line, 1 less move, but 5 range, 1 less defense, plus 1 attack. Okay, kind of a trade-off. The ranges can be really good, and the extra defense means he's going to survive a lot more. Let's see what his abilities are. A little suggestion. At the start of Dr. Mindbender's turn, you may move all friendly figures adjacent to Dr. Mindbender up to 3 spaces. So that's cool. You take a turn with him, and then before you move him, you move all the figures around him 3 spaces. So that's a lot of free movement. Pretty cool. I like it. And then Mindbend 13. 15. At the end of Dr. Mindbender's turn, you may choose an enemy unit figure with the 3 spaces of Dr. Mindbender. Roll a d20, 13 or higher, and you reveal the export or marker. If you do, take temporary control of the enemy army card and take a turn with it. After the turn, then the control returns to the army card's previous owner. So, really cool. You can, and 13, it's super bad. Like, that's pretty decent. That can happen quite often. So, take control of them and have them attack your, and then maybe even or just have them like run away, if that makes sense, or jump into lava if there's a lava map, or put them on toxic water, right? -2 defense, and you attack him, like that can be really good. Or put them on low ground, like there's just lots of things to do with that. So pretty cool. I like it. And then his lore is cool because he's the one that brought everybody to Valhalla. You can think Dr. Mindbender. Let's take a look at his skull. That's cool. I dig this. Face looks pretty cool. Eyebrows. He's got a little like monofold. Cool. That's his magic staff thing we saw in the picture. He's red. I don't know why he's shirtless, but I guess that's his style choice. Purple cape. Pretty cool looking. He's a cool looking figure. I think he looks really cool. I like. Alright, let's check out the other ninja form shadow. Human ninja. Cool. Very similar to the other guy. 80 points, so he got a little bit more stat pot. Identical. 4-6, 4-3. So we're saying his powers. Let's see. Or maybe he looks cooler. I don't know. Nanite Smoke Grenade. Start with the game with 3 shadow tiles on the army card. At the end of Storm Shadow's turn, you may place a shadow tile from this card onto the battlefield with 3 clear fight spaces of Storm Shadow if the tile fits. Really cool. So you can throw shadow around there like a grenade. You get 3 of them, so you can either put them under yourself or you put them under other people too. So that's really nice. That's a great ability. So +1 defense to just about anybody, so you could have 4 defense quite often. Yes, your enemy could end up, but I mean, that's for some cool setups. All right, what's next? We got Whirlwind Assault. So Storm Shadow may attack any number of times during its turn. You cannot attack any figure more than once. So Whirlwind, boom, hit everybody adjacent, and then to couple to make that real strong, Phantom Walk. So you Phantom Walk into wherever a group of guys, you get next to 3 or 4 of them. You put a shadow underneath your guy. Then, I mean, at the end of the turn, you could just, so you go in, whirlwind a ton of people, drop a shadow, then you got 4 defense. If you get on height, you can have 5 defense with that shadow and be safe, hopefully, to survive another attack. That's pretty cool. Now, with the ninjas, so he can bond with a bunch of with the ninjas that are coming out. Also, Baroness, because she can be bonding with other Cobra heroes. So you could have him going into Whirlwind and Baroness shooting. So that's pretty cool. Take a look at his. That is really good looking. He looks awesome. Like, I like this pose. He's like very dynamic. His sword's here. I do like dynamic poses. I don't like it when they're just like standing there with their weapon or whatever's next to them. It's more cool when they got it out. Like, that's a really cool looking thing. Alright, our last hero, Cobra. Destro. Cool looking art. Looks like we got guns. And we got a metal face with him. Human, he's a profiteer. So there's not a ton of profiteers other than the Cobra Troopers can bond with profiteers. So you can bond with that. Let's see, 120, 5 moves, 6 range, attack 4, defense 2. That's so low defense. Like, why is his defense so low? Everybody else, everyone's got 3. I don't know, let's see. 122, like, he's not cheap either. But range 6, attack 4, that's decent. That's the same thing like Ducat. Let's see, there's got to be something to make him better. So, Gunrunner. At the start of the game, you may place up to 2 with a tech glyph. Power side up onto the army card, up to 2 different unique heroes in your army. So, you can put one on him or somebody else. Tech glyphs. Let's take a look at, let's see what the tech glyphs are real quick. Okay, here they are. What does it do? Only small or medium. And give it to the queen. 4 rolling defense dice. You may flip this glyph symbol side up. Add 1 automatic shield. Okay, so an auto shield. That's strong. And then I think at the end of the round, put this glyph back. So it's the power side up. Cool. So every round you can get one auto shield. This one, if you inflict one or more wounds with a normal attack against the adjacent figure, you may flip this glyph simple side up to have one. Oh, that's cool. It's after 2, so you do an attack. They need one more wound to die. Oh, there it is for you. That's powerful. That's cool. Does have to be adjacent, though. Yeah, it has to be adjacent and a normal attack. You can't use it on specials. You have to be adjacent. Good enough. And then we have a jump pack. Which, yeah, I was watching the TV series, and there are tons of people flying around with jetpacks. So you can get a jetpack, small, medium, so no Queen Maledict flying around. But basically, you just gain flying for that one movement turn. I mean, that can be really powerful. Get much better position. Those are cool. So he's got tech clip. Pretty cool. That's a big part of my costume. Let's see, he's got a steel mask for a beryllium. He has a beryllium steel mask. Destro adds 1 automatic shield to his defense roll with against attacks and non-dodging. Oh, okay. So yeah, he has less. But since he's going to be trying to shoot and stay back, you know, he can have 1 automatic shield. So he's pretty much got 4 defense. That's helpful arsenal. Once per turn after making a normal attack, Destro may reduce his attack value by 2 and make an additional normal attack. Ah, that's real cool. So he's got double attack. There's where his points come in. Have double attack. Which yeah, you got attack of 4 and you like a pistol and attack of 2. That's cool. And he can bond with the troopers. Pretty strong sounding. I wonder how good he's gonna be. Cool. Take a look at Destro. Pretty cool looking. So in his pose, it'll pick where you wrist rocket. Had a metal face, right? I guess this is his personal arsenal because he's carrying around a briefcase. You know, he's there for business. It's really cool. Cool looking. Looks great. Good job, I guess. Well, those are all the heroes. Pretty cool. If you want to see them battle it out, I do have a video of that, specifically doing Cobra versus Joe's fighting. So that was a really cool video. But I want to build something with the terrain. So we're going to go build a map. Look at that. The glow in the dark. That is pretty cool looking. Not going to lie. Yeah, so if you want glow in the dark tiles, toxic water and terrain glows in the dark. Really cool. Alright, check out this map that we built. Have some battles with the new Joes. Pretty cool map. So it's you can jump on .org and you can filter maps using the new terrain, and you can find several of them. This one's by Savage Cabbage. So it is a cool map. I played on it a few games already, and I do like it. I like how much these walls create line of sight blocker, and then putting all of these toxic terrain on the height creates some very interesting interactions, because you do get the bonus for the attack, but you don't get such a high advantage with the defense being on there. So it's interesting. And then the toxic, we basically just avoided it at all costs. Like, you walk through it maybe, but I don't think we ever had anybody stand on it because it was so bad. There was a point that like Queen Maledict was right here, and I had Serpentor, I think he was like, yeah, right here, and there was a trooper in the way, so I couldn't get around to get height unless I wanted to be here to have height to attack her. But I didn't want -2 defense, so I actually walked around her to stand in the back to avoid getting a -2 defense and just play on level ground. So it's kind of cool because it makes those height spots not as big of a disadvantage, or they become a bigger disadvantage. Sorry, they become a bigger disadvantage than just taking even ground, because just one extra attack, but you lose 1 defense by being there. So it's cool, interesting. But this is a really cool map. So we used everything from the battle box for the Joes to the Riftgate with the 24 hex tiles and the concrete. So real cool. In the shadows too. So we used up most of the shadows. Used like all the terrain, toxic terrain. So really cool map. And so there you have it. You know, building some maps, own them all off. We got all of our Joes. Like on the box, we got ninjas fighting, Scarlett, Destro. It's fun. That was a great unboxing. The terrain in there is really cool. The toxic terrain being glow in the dark, like, yeah, I don't know. I like it. It's funny. It's fun. I haven't actually showed my son that yet. I'm sure he's gonna freak out. Close in the dark, so cool. So it's fun, and I think if you have some of that terrain sitting out, you know, like in a room or something, and you turn off the lights and it's glow in the dark. It's cool. Very, very fun. Anyways, the Joe box, I think, is a great addition to Heroscape. You know, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Do you think it's going to change the meta? Do you like their designs? Do you like their sculpts? Do you like their art? Like their abilities and different things? I think they're a great fit. And if you're looking to get into Heroscape, I think the Joe box is so good. Honestly, I had so much fun playing it and still do. Love the heroes and their designs. Really great. So definitely recommend. Also, if you're already into Heroscape and you're not new, I think it's a great addition. You should get them, add them to your collection, and they will become even probably more valuable as time goes on because there's just more synergies that come up and they'll be able to be used in a lot of ways. So really cool. A lot of fun. Hope you enjoyed that. I'll be unboxing the rest as well of the Joe wave, the story arc wave of the Joes. Yo, Joe. So go ahead and hit the like and subscribe and the notification bell so you get those when those come out. And until next time, keep on scaping.